Hey friends, thank you for stopping by. Welcome to the channel Shave in Solitude. I hope all of you guys are doing really well. Over the time that I've been wet shaving for so many years, slowly but surely I've gone ahead and I bought a lot of razors. So today, as of now in middle of 2025, I have roughly around 75 plus razors. And what I typically do is I will pick one razor and I will shave with it for a week. And very, very rarely, in case I don't like a shave, I'll probably go ahead and I'll switch up in the middle of the week. And so I'll probably use two razors in the week. Till now, there has never been a time that I've stuck with a razor for more than a week because I liked it so much and for the value that it brings. And that is what's happened to me over these last 2 weeks. I did find a new razor, which not only is great in terms of value, it is phenomenal in terms of performance and what it brings to the market. And if you stick around with me, let me go ahead and share some details with you on that. But before we do that, let's quickly jump into my computer and do a little bit of research on when you start doing the wet shaving journey or when you start on this particular journey. What are some of the things that you look for when you're looking for your razor? And this new razor which has come into the market, where does that get slotted?
Now, when you're starting your wet shaving journey and you are trying to figure out, okay, what's the razor that I should buy? Now, one of the first things that you try to tend to look at is, okay, what is the material that the razor should be made of? So broadly speaking, there are four type of things that you can pick up from, four materials that you can pick up from. What I've tried to do on this particular screen is give you all the four and give you the pros and cons of it. So let's just go through it, right? The first one is zinc alloy or Zamac. Obviously, the biggest pro over here is that the cost is the lowest amongst every type of razor head that you can buy, and hence there is a lot of variety. But a lot of people say that it's not very durable, especially the post which screws into the razor head and it can snap off and break. So then let's move on to the next choice, which is aluminum, which has been common over the last few years. Obviously for this, the cost is slightly higher than Zamac, definitely, but overall cost is still low. And because of the material choice, it is durable. However, there are people who do not like it because it is very, very light. So it might require a little bit more pressure to get the exact kind of, let's say, a BBS shave that you're looking for, right? Then the next option is stainless steel. Now, stainless steel is extremely durable, obviously, because it's steel. It's got a variety of multiple companies which are making stainless steel razors. And the biggest pro is it's got a good weight. So you would have heard that saying that let the weight of the razor do the work. What it basically means is if you are putting just the right amount of pressure, the weight of the razor going from top to down should be able to complete your shave for you. So that is a big, big pro. In terms of cons, yes, in terms of cost, it's on the medium category. And then the final one is obviously titanium, which is durable. It is lighter than stainless steel, but it's very expensive. So because of how much it costs, there are not too many razors that you can buy because the manufacturers who are making the razors want to cater to the market where most of the people can go ahead and buy, right? Okay. So that being the case, what it seems like is if you were buying something for the very first time, if you're looking at the razor to last and variety and a good balance between pros and cons, these are the two that you should probably go ahead and look at. Now, between both of these, For my preference, I prefer stainless steel. I think it's a lot more durable. I like the weight, but obviously we need to factor in the cost. So that being said, let's take a look at stainless steel razors sold by US companies. Okay, and when I'm saying US, I'm also putting the Canadian ones in the mix as well. There are a couple of them which I'm not showing here. One is Rockwell, where they have the Rockwell 6S, which sells for $120. And then you also have Razor Rock. Now, Razor Rock, as of this recording, um, they are not shipping their items to the US because of the entire tariff situation. But Razor Rock, if you're just looking purely at cost, I think they are one of the lowest ones. Now, let's take a look at what is it that you could buy. So if you're looking at, let's say, and I have sorted this table based on price. So let's say timeless razors, the basic razor stainless steel that you can buy from them is 215. If you're looking at Carve, it's 211. If you're looking at the Blackbird, their cheapest model is $200. If you're looking at the Rec Supply Company, their cheapest model is $150. Then you have a few more. One of the key things is obviously most of them are made in USA and Canada. The razor company Vanguard, I was a little surprised to see that although the cost of the razor is similar to what people would pay here in terms of US made razors, it's actually made in China. So I would have thought that it would have been a little bit cheaper. Now, the cheapest one that I could find is the razor company Tumbled. So this is the razor company Tumbled. I think the only thing that I am a little skeptical, I don't own this razor, is the lack of knurling on the razor. So I'm not very sure how the grip is going to be when you're going to be shaving. But I will probably pick this up later on and do a review for you guys, because in terms of US based razors, and this one is made in the USA, as you can see over here, they very clearly go ahead and they state that. So I will pick it up later on and I will do a review and try to help you guys. So going back to this, if you were to remove this for a second, so everything that we are saying is the minimum one is $115, right? What if there was a razor which was significantly cheaper than this, still made of stainless steel and still made in the USA? Well, there is a new product which has been launched by a company called Maxwell June. This razor costs $89, and this is the razor that I've been shaving with over the last 2 weeks. So let's take a look at the Maxwell June. So Maxwell June started selling this razor just, I think, approximately a month back, and it comes in 3 varieties. One is just the standard, which I would probably call as, let's say, medium, and then you have something higher than medium, which is the EX, and then you have something lower than the medium for sensitive skin called as the SX. You can also just buy one razor and you can pick up the 2 other top caps. Yes, remember, I'm saying top cap. Now the way that they've figured it out is generally when we are talking about a variety of blade caps between the same razor head, what most companies do is that they change the base plate. But Maxwell June has been able to figure out the changing of the blade caps rather than changing the base plate by changing the top cap, and that makes perfect sense because it is the sum total of the difference between the top cap and the bottom cap, which dictates your blade cap. So either you can change the base plate like most people do, keeping the top cap the same, or you can go ahead and change the top cap, which these guys have done. So guys, I've been going ahead and shaving with this for the past 2 weeks. This razor has been a game changer, both in terms of how it feels, how it shaves, and obviously at the price point that you can buy this in. So stay with me for the rest of the video if you'd like to. Let's do a shave together, and at the end of the video hopefully I'll be able to share with you why, if you have the means, please do pick up this razor. It's going to change your life in terms of how you shave, and it might probably be the only razor that you might need.
So, Maxwell June as a company, I came to find out about them only last year. There were a few videos which I saw of a unique safety razor called as the Maxwell June twin blade system. So this is what that particular razor is. I have not used it till now. I picked it up when I picked up their stainless steel DE safety razor. I will go ahead and shave with this in the near future, and I will share my thoughts with you guys. So this uses a 3D printed loading mechanism. When I looked at it the very first time, I was like, it's unique, it seems different, but do I really want to go through all that trouble? But when I was picking up this razor, I went ahead and I picked it up. So let's get on with the shave now. We're working with 2 days of growth for the purposes of the shave soap and splash. I'm going to be using something from Razor Rock. So I've already built the lather up. Let me go ahead and wet my face and put the lather, and let's get this shave started. So this is the razor. I have it loaded with a twice used feather blade. So this is going to be the 3rd use of the blade. And as you guys know, I always aim for a BBS shave. So that means I will be doing a minimum of 3 passes plus a touch-up pass. So let's get started. So I just wet the blade. Let's start with the sideburns with the grain. So as you guys can see, there is a lot of stubble which is getting cut. Let's move to the next side. Again, let's line up the sideburns. Remember, when you have more stubble, try to go ahead and do shorter strokes. The razor head is thin enough that you can get under the nose, and also the ends don't jut out. So the chances of you cutting yourself very close to the nose is pretty much zero. All right, guys, let's wash up and come back for pass number 2. We are ready for pass number 2, across the grain. Let's go. The second side. Let's switch the slides. All right, guys, let's wash up and let's get ready for pass number 3. We're back for pass number 3, against the grain. So we finished the neck. Let's do the face. Now let's do the most sensitive part of my face, mustache. All right, let's wash up and come back for the touch-up pass. All right, let's finish the touch-up pass. Okay, we are done. Let's wash up and then put the alum to see how the shape went. All right, let's test the alum out. Pretty much zero feel of the alum. Oh, absolutely nothing. And as you guys saw, This was a third use feather blade with a 2-day growth. Excellent shave. Let's wash up and put the splash and then come back with my final thoughts. Okay, we're putting the aftershave splash. Razor Rock really made some excellent soaps and splashes, guys. It smells great, performs exceptionally well, and very good value for money. So once the tariff situation is sorted out, do check them out. They're really good. So, all right, my final thoughts with the Maxwell June razor, guys. As you saw, how beautifully it took off 2 days of growth with a third use feather blade and a simple soap, nothing hi-fi, top of the line, a simple Razor Rock soap, right? This is what I've been going through every day for the past 2 weeks. Every shave is perfect. I have no nicks, I have no cuts, I have no burning. It just gets the job done. And for the entire day while I'm at work, it's an absolutely smooth face. So I will go this far to say, if you are planning to pick up a razor this year, or even if you're starting, the price point that this razor is at, the value that it brings with that price point, the solid 316L stainless steel is just out of the world. Try it, you will not regret it. And let's help to go ahead and help manufacturers here in the US, give them sufficient volumes so that manufacturing like this can be done in the US again. Support the US if you truly mean it. And again, I'm not just saying it because I just want you to blindly support a US manufacturer. I'm saying it because apart from supporting a US manufacturer, you are going to get a bloody good razor. I hope this video helped you. I hope all of you guys have a great week ahead, and I'll see you again next week. Thank you and bye.